The thing about professional photography is that it is not your own personal work. Your personal work is when you want to explore something, you have something to say, and you express it in a visual medium. When you're shooting professionally, you are being creative, but you're creating for someone else, and there's a stark difference. And unfortunately, a lot of people go into professional photography not understanding that. So, what I want to do today is talk about my journey, talk about how I survive as an artist that's also a professional photographer. If you guys haven't watched my video on my Mick and Brick series about my journey in kind of reigniting my joy for the work I do, and then also finding my own pathway to creating again, please watch that. I think it will be incredibly beneficial to anyone that feels like they got into professional work because they needed to create. So today, though, I'm going to focus on how to survive as an artist who's also a professional photographer. Hopefully the title will be catchier than that. The first thing, which I covered in that video mentioned, is that you need to have your own creative outlet that's for you, not for your clients. A personal project, some sort of artwork, a personal day. Maybe you like to do street photography, so you have to go out and shoot every week. That's a good way to do it. Or maybe you want to work on a series that may span weeks or months or even years. It doesn't really matter. You need to create for yourself. Next, I want to talk about what you can do within the job to kind of keep you... Basically, as a creative, we need stimulation. That's what I realized this week. I didn't work out as much, and I didn't create as much. I didn't work on my YouTube as much, which is kind of creating for me too. And I felt really down. I felt tired and depressed, and I could not figure out why, until I realized I was just less stimulated. I also didn't go to Jiu Jitsu as much. And for me, maybe if you don't train, or maybe you have a different approach to training, you might think, well, how is Jiu Jitsu creative? Well, it's incredibly creative. I'm constantly sensing what my opponent is doing, and I'm responding to it, and I'm finding creative ways to achieve things, and it's a thinking game, but not at a conscious level. It's a very intuitive thinking game if you do it long enough. And so for me, that scratches a creative itch. I have to do those things for myself. But within the job, what can you do? Well, one is you always need to find something you do for yourself within the job once you've done the basics of what the job requires. I've talked on my channel quite a bit about how I like to shoot film on the job. And so maybe if it's an event, I'll shoot one roll of film as a challenge, and I will just see how many great keepers can I get out of 36 frames. I also like to shoot notable people, like I'll shoot a portrait of them. I've shared that with you guys. I photographed Jamie Lee Curtis that way. I photographed Nancy Pelosi. When I shot a job for Adobe, unfortunately they're not doing live events anymore, but when I shot for them, I went out of my way and got creative portraits of their VIPs that I didn't really need to do for the job. But I did that for myself, to challenge myself, to kind of go outside of my comfort zone. You can really fall into a comfort zone as a photographer. I do recommend that you lean into what you're comfortable in. That's a good thing. You want to embrace that, but you want to push yourself as well. And so if you're an introvert and you don't like engaging with people, that's okay. Lean in on that and really see how good you can get at capturing candids without being noticed, but also push yourself to learn to interact with people. And so for me, I don't think I'm an introvert. I don't think I'm an extrovert. I think I float between the two. I'm very social, but I also, you know what it is? When I'm at a job, I just really enjoy... I do love talking to people, but when I'm at work, I love just observing and documenting. And so for me, approaching people and approaching celebrities, like, I'm not intimidated by them, but I don't want to be like another... I'm not someone who's like, ooh, a celebrity. But I didn't want to come off as someone like that. And that stopped me from stepping out of my comfort zone initially and saying, hey, can I photograph you? Can we shoot a portrait? I started doing that, and it was exciting. It made me excited about the job. I loved packing a film camera in my bag. So that's one way that's really, really helped me. Next, you can just in general always push yourself to be a better photographer. Now, I don't know if I've published it yet, but I made a video on how often less is more. And it's not about the most complex lighting, or the most complex or interesting compositions all the time. It's about the correct lighting and the correct composition for what you're trying to convey. And so for me, that's really, my work has gotten simpler. The way I shoot has gotten simpler in a lot of ways. But once I've gotten all my bread and butter shots and the night is kind of wearing on, then I start thinking, how can I really push myself? How can I try shooting in an entirely different way? If you shoot with telephotos a lot, try shooting wide. Try shooting just really outside the box. Try things that maybe you really think might fail, but you never know. And you can try it, and then you are staying engaged with your craft. And that's the biggest one. Stay engaged with your craft. You want this to become an autopilot type of thing. And at the same time, you want to kind of then gradually build off of what you can do in autopilot. So let me clarify all that. If you shoot long enough, you're going to find your fingers are starting to do everything on their own. You don't have to stop and think about ISO, shutter, aperture. I shoot manually 95% of the time, and my hands are just dialing things in as I'm raising my camera. Everything's being dialed in, so by the time the camera hits my eye, I'm ready to shoot, and all of that. That's a good thing. But you eventually want to add things to your repertoire, and when you do that, you're having to consciously think about it. I think it's a good idea to really think about the type of work you want to be shooting to make sure you don't burn out. So for me, I felt I was going to burn out when I shot early on in my career weddings. I just didn't care for the wedding industry. I loved photographing weddings in retrospect, but I couldn't really see that because I was blinded by my disdain for the whole industry. The moment I really realized, I hated the wedding industry, not the weddings, was when I had a couple ask me as they were cutting their cake, "Hey Mick, what am I supposed to do?" There's a thing they have to do, they're going through the motions of what they're supposed to do. And that really bothered me. And it was probably at that point I started to realize I wasn't having as much fun as I should have been. And I started to realize that events were really more my thing. Why were events more my thing? Well, when I shoot events, I pretty much can show up, I shoot the job, it's a very easy edit, and then I can go home. Of course, I do follow my own tips, and I am pushing myself to kind of create a larger box, let's say. Think outside the box, create a larger box. But I found it was the least emotionally consuming. I think of things not in dollars as much as I think of emotional expenditures. And initially weddings were quite an expense for me. Now when I shoot weddings though, because I haven't burnt out and I've really come to terms with all my ideals and my disdain for the wedding industry, I really enjoy shooting weddings. And I've realized I don't burn out on events, but if you shoot the wrong thing, you will burn out. So you want to think about what's the right type of genre of photography for me. And then if you know it's the right genre, you want to make sure you are staying engaged with it so you don't make the mistake of thinking, oh no, I just don't like events. Well, maybe you do like events, but you didn't push yourself and you didn't find a way to survive events as an artist, and now you're jumping ship and you're shooting portraits, and now you're having to start over with your portfolio and all your SEO and everything else. So I would avoid that. All right, that's all I've got for you guys today because I didn't really write an outline for this one. I just thought, well, I know about being an artist who shoots professionally. I'll just talk. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to support my channel, I don't do any sponsored content right now. I don't do any affiliate links. I'm not selling to you. So if you want to support me, please consider joining me on Patreon. If you want to join me at a higher level, I can help you with portfolio reviews, critiques, whatever you need as a photographer. I'm here for you.